Hey YouTube, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and then today on Cameras and Coffee, I want to talk about printing your work. In today's modern, fast, and digital elapsed times tables and all that jazz, people have gotten less and less accustomed to printing their photography than they did in days gone by. See, in days gone by, to be able to see your prints, you had to do it in one of two ways. You either had to print your work on physical paper, or you had to make slides. And with slides, you had to project them on a wall, things like that. So printing your work was the most powerful record of your work that you could have, because you had a physical piece of paper that had the actual photograph impressed upon it. Nowadays, with digital as the way it is, you're seeing less and less of that. You're seeing lots and lots of people getting out smartphones, taking thousands of pictures with them, and when you upgrade your they're real excited today. And when you upgrade your smartphone, it imports all those photos into your new phone. And since everybody gets more and more and more memory with their phones, they just leave them on their phone, or they share them to Facebook. Some people put them on Instagram or whatever, but the bulk of average people will never ever print their photos. And that's sad, because I don't know how many instances I have seen where someone has lost their phone, it's gotten stolen, or they've destroyed it and they have lost all their photos. All of them. And it could have simply been prevented by going to Shutterfly, uploading the ones off of your camera roll that you want to keep, and just printing them. It's that simple. Just print them out. They'll print them in a little book, and the book will look. Let me just show you. I have one. Here it is. This one is 2009 to 2019. I printed this one last year. This has all of my favorite photos from when the kids were really small that were saved on my phone. And they're just snapshots. You know, when Teresa had her little Mitsubishi Spider, the kids went out to eat, it's literally just memories. And I just wanted to preserve this. You can't get this back if you don't print it. Now, bear in mind, things like house fires will destroy this book. I get that. But this is a more permanent record than your phone. Your phone is very volatile. It's a amalgamation of very delicate electronics that they're built fairly robustly, but it's a very fragile device. At the end of the day, phones are very fragile. And I don't know how many times I've heard of people getting their phones broken or losing them. People get their phones stolen. It happens. Nobody steals your photo albums. They don't do that. If you have all your digital photos saved in the digital realm, the only way you can see those is with some sort of technology that will reach out into that realm. If the internet goes down, of course it's probably going to come back up, but if the internet goes down and you have all your photos on the cloud, you can't get to them. Now, I understand the cloud is very redundant. They've got numerous servers, and typically your information will be backed up on at least 2 or 3 of those servers. So if this server farm burns, then this server farm still has your information. They have redundancy in the cloud, and I get that. But then you still need an electronic device to be able to access them, to be able to see them, just to even share them. There's something to be said for printing your work and being able to look at it physically and see, trying to find something relevant. There's an early picture of the machine shop I took on my iPhone. There's a picture from Dollywood where Sierra was doing one of those little trick photos with that big metal eagle. That eagle's like 40 feet wide, so I got her to stand in the right spot and hold her arm out like it's going to land on her arm. You just want to look back at these memories and be able to see them. There's Phil Dater of Gym Tech. He's a colleague. My Jeep, that I had that I illuminated with like 7 different strobes. Then the moon photo I took. You know, you just need to print your work so you can look back on it years later and not worry about having to lose it. I don't know. It just seems almost reckless to have all your memories stored in this little handheld computer that you carry in your back pocket. I've seen people throw their phone. I don't know about you, but my phone was expensive. I don't want to throw it. I see people throw them. It just kind of shocks me to watch them do that. If you do print your work, do you use a generic website like me? I use this is Shutterfly. I like Shutterfly. If you have a preferred printing company that you use, drop it in the comments. Let me know. If you don't think that printing your work is important, let's have that discussion. I'm curious to know what you think too. You know, not everybody thinks printing your work is important, but at the end of the day, create some sort of redundant backup that you can access at a time of your choosing to be able to look at your memories. That's all printing your work really does at the end of the day. Plus it gives you that you can like soak on it pretty easily. I know some people get digital picture frames. That's cool too. But if the power goes off, they quit working. There's just so many things about digital equipment that makes me leery. I guess because I'm from, an older generation where electronics weren't super reliable in the early days and there was a lot of failures. But this doesn't fail. It'll lay there on the counter in the living room and I can pick it up at any time and see these images. So with that, I'm David, the Georgia photographer. And until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it, all right? And if you think of it, print some of them out.